Okay, well, we just got through watching the first episode of The Handmaid's Tale season 6.
And so far,
Um,
they're doing a great job.
yeah, it was a solid episode. I give it a if we had it. Well, we'll wait to give it our ratings. But let's recap everything that went down on the episode to begin with. So we start out right where we ended the season at with June
And Serena on the
and
train together.
yes, and that was an interesting pairing to begin with. So
It's
um
been an interesting pairing since the beginning.
yeah, as I watched it though, I was much more, I guess, like empathetic for Serena than you were. I think you're definitely a June. I was more like, yeah, she's trying to help out. I know.
There is no forgiveness for Serena. You dug your grave. You're going to end
So
up
there's
in there.
nothing she could do to earn
Even if
forgiveness.
she totally gets rid of Gilead, I don't think that she will get anybody's forgiveness. They might say thank you, but I don't think she will ever be forgiven for anything that she did because she put so many people through so much.
Okay. Okay.
Just saying, you can I don't know what I was saying, but trauma, man. It's you can't just forget all of it. You can't forgive it either sometimes. So,
Yeah,
especially this level of it. Mm-mm.
I feel like it was interesting to see the dynamic between them, where you had June, who was very still defiant, still can't stand Serena Joy, which I understand. But you had Serena Joy, who was trying her best. I felt to to comfort and to be helpful for June. June wasn't having any of it. Don't
Mm-mm.
blame her at all. I
Mm-mm.
also don't blame Serena for trying to almost turn over a new leaf to some degree. As we saw later on in the episode, I don't think that that leaf is fully turned over by some of the things that she was saying. But yeah, it was interesting to see their dynamic, and I love seeing June like rolling her eyes as Serena was talking to her and trying to say stuff like, "Yeah, man, nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I don't really care what you got to say right now. I ain't trying to hear none of that." Um, yeah, you had a lot of scenes where June was, or at least I should say, Serena was trying her best to help out, to help out. June started getting sick, probably infection from her
Wounds.
wound. Yeah, wounds that she suffered. She had a broken arm because she got hit by a truck at the end of last season. So this is only two
Ran
days later.
over.
Yes. Yes. So this is only 2 days later from what they told us in the episode too. So yeah, definitely fresh. Um, got more of Serena trying to help out here, wasn't trying to have it. So we'll fast forward a little bit to Nick. Nick is arriving back at his home with his wife, who was not too happy with him. And I think
She's never been happy with him.
Nick, I think, was not really incarcerated, but like sort of,
Disciplined.
yeah, disciplined for shooting the other commander who had been
Mm-hmm.
um, mistreating the other young lady. I can't remember her name, but had been mistreating her. So Nick sort of gave his own justice, did not wait for Gilead to dish out any sort of justice on their own. He did what he felt he needed to do.
I mean,
Um,
he is a commander. I feel like he should be able to.
Demetrius, what's going on, man? Just want to say what up to you too. Um, yeah, so I think that Nick always seems to have the right things at heart, but he also, I believe, is torn. I believe there is a part of Nick
You
that
still think
wants.
there's a little dark side to him.
I do. I think that. Well, I think that there's a part of Nick that wants to be powerful.
I was gonna say you think he just likes the power.
Yeah, I don't think that he just likes it. I think that he has a part of him that wants that power. There's a part of him that wants um that wants to be in charge of things. I think that if he was in charge, he would try to make Gilead a better place, but I do think that he believes in some degree to, or believes in what Gilead is. I don't think that he's just all
I
completely
beg
out.
to differ on that, but it's okay.
We'll agree to disagree.
I feel like he has everybody's best interest at heart, and he's always been there to show that, and that he is using his position of power to try and help others that are stuck in this terrible nightmare.
Okay. Well, we had another commander here who was basically telling him what I'm saying is that, hey man, like you have a very big opportunity here to be bigger than you ever could imagine, and you're kind of messing it up. So you need to straighten up and fly right. It'll be interesting to see what Nick does.
I don't think he really listens. He does
Yep.
the bare minimum to continue holding his position. Other than that, he hates it.
Yeah, we sort of glanced over the point that while June was on the train with Serena, that they had a doctor who Serena had found trying to be helpful, doing too much. Had found a doctor and brought the doctor over to check out June. The doctor had a weird look on his face. Then I thought maybe he recognized June.
And was gonna go after June.
Yeah, and was gonna go after June, but it turned out that
he Serena.
Yep, he recognized Serena.
Yep.
So Serena ended up.
He said Serena's name really loudly on the train, and all the other passengers over nearby they were like, nope, that's who that is.
Yep.
She's gotta go.
Yep.
She made our life HE double hockey stick. So
yep. And before we get to that point, we should talk about this scene that we have here. Moira. Where Moira was talking to, I can't remember his name either, but basically giving us an update on everything that's going on outside of Gilead. So basically Gilead is completely taking over the continental 48 states. Mark and his group with the US has an embassy in Canada, and basically Canada is saying like, hey, y'all bringing too much drama over here, y'all need to go too. So they're running out of time and space to do anything. So basically they're trying to round up the last last effort to get the US back to what it was. And I guess that they are going to be teaming up with the folks at Mayday in order to try to, I guess, make one sort of last ditch effort to regain some control.
We'll see.
Yeah. Good luck. But Moira's going to be part of that crew too. So I thought that this scene was good at just explaining what's going on outside of.
Yeah, and gave us a little hope.
Yeah. So yeah, we got over here with the doctor and the group of people. Yeah, the angry mob. There was one part on here that was a little interesting. You had this police officer who came up, and I couldn't really figure out what he was doing. So he recognized. Whose side he was on at first. He looked at her Serena Joy's ID and said that, oh, whoever this is, I guess you are that person, and just sort of walked off. So I was like, why is he doing that? I thought maybe he was idea. I thought maybe he was like sympathetic to Gilead or something like that, but no, he knew that those people were going to try to hurt Serena, so he was just gonna let it happen, and this was his way of turning his back on her and letting whatever happen happen. His
child in the colonies, I believe. So
yeah, man. So yeah, he was turning his back. That gave the angry mob an opportunity to sort of jump and to attack Serena, and they started attacking her. June was able to get her away, and they were able to separate into a gap in the cars. When they were in that gap in the cars, June basically told her that like, hey, Serena, you gotta go. You gotta get off, or else these guys are gonna hurt you and your child. So eventually Serena jumps off the train. June ends up landing or falling asleep, and they make it all the way to Alaska. She gets to a medical camp, and at that medical camp, she gets reunited with her mother, which was a cool scene. I totally forgot about her mom. I totally forgot that June had any family anywhere.
I knew she had a mom, but I didn't know what happened to her.
Yeah. So yeah, it was cool to see them reunited. I would almost guarantee that now that June is back with her mom, that her mom is going to tell her that like, hey, you just need to let Hannah go. But we all know, and we've seen in the trailer, that June does not say that. June does not go along with that. June is all about trying to reunite all parts of her family. So yeah, I get it. So yeah, what would you, let me switch streams real quick. What would you rate this episode of The Handmaid's Tale?
Are we just doing full and half marks, or?
Yeah, we're doing all half marks all the way up to 5.
4.5.
4.5. I would give it a solid 4. I thought that it was a good premiere episode. It gave us enough action about it gave us enough action and enough background on everything that was going on. I was not expecting the reunion at the end.
That was nice.
And I kind of didn't know what to expect by them starting us out on the train ride still. And I was wondering how Serena was going to get back, and spoilers from the trailer, get back to Gilead. So I'm assuming that somehow, some way, she ends up getting back to Gilead and being a part of everything that's going on there. I don't like that Serena seemed like she was sympathetic to June, trying to be helpful, but it seemed like it came from a selfish place, that she was just trying to do this to sort of feel better about herself and not really for all the right reasons. For all the reasons that would be, you know, a regular person would, and not a person who's a narcissist. Like, at the end of the day, that's what Serena is.
She is.
She only cares about her feeling and trying to make her
she wants to
her
look
situation
good.
better. And in her eyes, she wants to earn the forgiveness from God. So yeah, I would give it a solid 4. I don't think it's quite 4.5. I'm gonna reserve a little bit because I'm hoping that it's gonna continue to get better. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode. So I thank you guys for tuning in and checking it out. If you made it all the way through to the end of the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment below, and hit that notification bell so you are notified each and every time we go live
in 2025.
Yes. And that will be often, because we will continue to watch either at least one episode a week of this show. Maybe we'll come back later on in the week, but for sure we'll be back next Tuesday to watch some more of this episode. Michelle, yes, missed you too. Hey, we will be back on later tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We will be starting our 8th episode of Daredevil Born Again. So we'll be back on then. You should jump on in, at least come back and say hi for a little bit. And while you're here, hit that like button for me, please. That helps our large channel so much. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys for rocking with us. And like I said, we got so much stuff on here. So much stuff. Oh yeah, I'm glad that you finally, Agatha all along was a long time ago. But yeah,
we've been here. Subscribe to our channel, then you not lose us.
I was gonna say, I thought you were subbed.
Don't lose us.
Yeah, don't lose us this time. Like I said, we'll be back on tonight for Daredevil Born Again if you want to hang out for a little bit. I don't know how much of that show that you watched, but we'll be back on at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and we will be live for that. So yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for hanging out with us and checking out the episodes, for all your support. So we will see you when we see you, which will be later tonight. Peace.